Hello viewers, tonight I would like to talk about a comment that I had received early this morning by a Ministry of the Lamb supporter. First, let me take a breath to begin this video. Alright. Anyhow, this supporter was they left me a very long comment, but what they did was they deleted it after about 34 or maybe 35 minutes. I had caught it just in time, and I thought I would just respond to it. And I was ready to respond to it, but by then, when I hit the button basically to do it, I was sent this: we weren't able to add your reply, please try again. Now what this mean of is that basically the reply cannot be sent because they have deleted their comment. Now this particular Ministry of the Lamb Layla Malkuk supporter is probably one of the most. This was very detailed, and it maketh me to think that peradventure this particular person is not some ordinary supporter of her channel. I even have an idea in my mind that this particular account is probably an alt account of hers, or it is just someone who peradventure is maybe a really close supporter. I have no idea. But it was just the way it was typed up. I just thought, I've had a lot of trolls, a lot of, not necessarily trolls, because they believe they are passionate about what they are sending me in regard to their posts, their comments. However, I must say that these people have never sent me a comment as detailed as this. This person goeth into the history of Layla Malkuk, even on TikTok. Alright, this person sort of gave me a whole history of her activities and gave me their defense of her copywriting her ministry to the point where, for example, if we go to, let us see, even one of her video descriptions. Let us see. If we go to one of her video descriptions, for one of her videos, we type her tag in. Oh goodness, what was that? It seemeth I clicked something that goes to another site. Anyhow, let me see. Now what was it that I was looking for? I do like that there have been a good, and these people somehow, what does the Eastern Church have to do with her? Other than the fact that she is Slavic, and she always talketh about the Catholic Church, but the Eastern Orthodox Church is just as dirty, in sooth. Anyhow, that was someone talking about there was a magical puff of smoke where she was, which meaneth nothing because it could be a devil. But anyhow, what was I looking for? I am just trying to look at her video descriptions. Okay, let me just type in Ministry of the Lamb, because you see, if you type in her tag, people have made videos about her. Basically, this is her description for all of her videos now. As I had reviewed in all of my videos about how she is going around YouTube and basically sending people copyright threats, but not only copyright threats, actual legal threats. And I will review that in another video, but right now, this particular video is just to review the comment of a particular person. You go to any video, it will have, it is not permitted to reproduce, transfer, distribute anything. You do not receive any type of good, wholesome description of what she is doing or what the video is about. You receive a threat, in other words, a legalistic threat, a tristed creed, envious of the true believer's need. Intimidation reigns, a noxious blight. I do type up some poetry, a lot, just to fill out my video descriptions. As you can see, this comes from one of my videos. And in my videos, I try to make the descriptions very interesting because I think that is one of the things that will improve, your channel growth, is to fill up the description. For her, somehow she gets so many people, she does not even need to really put much effort into her channel description. She just types up a legal threat. But I believe when I was commenting to this other fellow who was basically interested in what she was doing because he wanted to know, I typed up what the description saith right here. It is not permitted to reproduce, transfer, distribute, store, or make available to third parties in the whole or in part any of the ministry of the Lamb, any content of the ministry of the Lamb from any social media and our website without the prior written consent of the ministry of the Lamb. And so that is what she doeth. All right, now let me take a look here. We are going to read this comment that this person left. They thought they could just delete this and it wouldn't be here. If thou dost not know, Layla Malkuk deletes comments often. And that was one of the things I had showed in the video I did before. And not to mention, you can go to any one of her videos. Or peradventure, we would just go to a community section for an example. And we will peradventure look for some comments on maybe a particular forum here. And oftentimes you will see, all right, that basically, let me see if we can find a thread where she commenteth and people are responding to her, but you cannot see her YouTube handle because she hath removed her comment. This happeneth often, and it is a very interesting thing. And I have to say, because I sort of have I do a lot of the eth in speech, mainly because for some reason, based on how my teeth are sort of positioned, that helpeth me to actually flow when I'm speaking. I know it soundeth weird, but it is true. I have a problem with s's. And so when I learned about the eth in early modern English, I started to use it. I said, this actually soundeth more natural to me. So regardless of what people say, when I make videos, I speak with like that at least. All right, let me see, because this commenter brought up the fact that, do you have proof that Layla Malkuk deleted her comments on another person's community section? And if you come to her channel, and of course they have this, she talketh about a lot of the things that happen in the world. And if you focus upon these things, oftentimes what happeneth is that basically you'll be full of fear and trepidation and all manner of things. But let me see. I am looking for a comment that she hath responded to. Wow, that person said all right, as you can see, there's a person in this particular thread of the community forum. And what this person is doing, essentially, you're bold though, and that's because you've been through the chastisement of this holy whip scourging you in dimensions you didn't know existed. And of course you love this comment because a lot of these people, in my opinion, the New Age and theosophical ideas have really been intermixed into much of the Christianity of today. And so you read and hear weird things from many Christians that have no real founding in fundamentals or even any type of real personal mysticism, so to speak. It all is just weird stuff you have never heard before. Even in regard to personal experiences, you wonder, what? Dimension? Never mind. But anyhow, this person saith, you need to go outside and talk to more people. Get off the internet. So the implication here is that Ministry of the Lamb commented here to this person. There's 3 replies. However, one is missing. Ministry of the Lamb, she doeth this. She will go into a comment forum. She will leave a comment and she will delete her comment. Now, she did this during my other video. I talked about it. I said that she will, every comment that she leaveth, she deleteth. Here is another person. This person is responding to her. This commenter, this poster we are going to talk about is going to ask, oh, do you have proof that she deleted those comments? Maybe it was the channel that deleted those comments. This is her own channel. This is her own community section. This is what she doeth. This woman always deleteth her comments. This is a common practice of hers. So when she came into a community section of another Christian YouTuber, so to speak, that is, of course, if she is even a Christian, because in sooth, I really personally do not think that she is. There are a lot of people that I do not think are Christians, and people can debate about that if they like. This is just my opinion. Anyhow, someone responded to Ministry of the Lamb. What's wrong with you? I thought you was wise, but you're not even that smart. Is this a joke to test your audience? All right. And here we have someone else responding to her, which is why the sun was able to stand still, perhaps. Basically, in her forums, there is a lot of conspiratorial talk. And I'm not saying anything about people who have different beliefs about all manner of subjects that could be mysterious. I'm not saying that that is a bad thing. However, in regard to her way of doing things, Ministry of the Lamb hath a very interesting way of doing things. She will respond to people in her community section, forums, or anywhere around YouTube, and she will leave a comment and then delete her comments. Every single comment that she leaveth, she deleteth. All right? The criticism of her is still up here. However, she is deleting her comments. Now, another thing that she liketh to do is just go around YouTube. Anyone who useth her content that she doth not like, she will copyright. She will not, basically, she will do one of 2 things. In all likelihood, she will try to copyright claim the video. And in some cases, she will not do that because she doth not have enough evidence that you are using any substantial portion of the video, and she really hath no ground to stand upon. And what she will do is she will send you an email and just legally threaten you directly. Legally threaten you directly. I mean, saying that she is going to have you give you a cease and desist and all manner of things that really you think about. What do you mean? I did not even play your video. I used a screenshot from what I had screenshotted on my computer screen. This woman thinketh that her simply putting her videos up, you cannot use any screenshots from any of the media that she posteth in public, which is obvious. This is posted on a public platform. And so if we screenshot or screen and use a screenshot of her face, of her talking, apparently she wanteth to literally go to court over that, over you using a screenshot of her. I will show that email probably in the next video, peradventure. However, what I'm doing now is showing you that yes, she does delete comments. She deletes her own comments. This is 5 replies. You can see this particular session was 6 replies, but you only see 5. This is because she had replied, but she then very quickly deleted her comment. Now, those of you who do not understand the significance of this hath a good deal to do with the video I did before, with the 2 videos I did before. And if thou art interested in that, please watch those videos to understand some of the context of what I'm talking about. All right? Now, we will see this. This person is, of course, saying, you are welcome. Of course, she has deleted her comment. Now, this was done for the purpose of showing a very simple fact. Just for my own, just for recording it, just to keep it in record. Now let us read the comment by Warrior for Christ 444. All right? And you tell me, or you post in the forum, peradventure if thou wantest to, if you think that this is something normal for a normal supporter to post, because I have had many supporters of Layla come into my comment forums and leave me all manner of posts and comments. However, this particular comment I thought was very significant. So let me begin. I know it is sort of hard to read on that sort of side of the screen like that. Let me read this one. And just sort of separate them by the blue highlighting. So here we go. We have Warrior for Christ 444. Just to bring some clarity here, as someone that found this lady back in 2021, let us start it on TikTok in 2021. And in a short amount of time, she went viral with her videos. She was preaching against pedophiles, LGBT, and false teachings until TikTok banned her. Afterwards, she switched over to YouTube. She was already known. Her boldness is what made her successful till this day. Not every success is from Satan. God can grant success if he wants us to have influence on this world. The reason why she has copyrights is because she explains she owns the copyrights. Okay. So anyhow, this person saith she is using visuals and music in some of her videos. Now the question would be, does she own the music? Does she own that music? And regarding the visuals, even regarding copyrighted music and visuals, in sooth, there are plenty of people who can use a portion of content. Now, in my regard, I have not used such visuals. I've not used her videos. I've not played her videos. I've not played anything related to her channel. Nothing has been played other than audio. All right? Now basically, I respond to this person's comment in parts. So let me basically read my comment along with this person's. Because this person's basically, it is going to be, but I suppose I should just keep going and just respond in an impromptu manner. So, this person knoweth about all of her history. This person knoweth about her history on TikTok, is giving me a whole history lesson about this woman. This person knoweth a great deal about her. All of it. All right? Her praising her boldness, and not every success is from Satan. However, what is a success in the world? A success in the world is not the same for a spiritual man. A success in the world is not the same for a Christian. Acquiring money, acquiring a big subscriber base, acquiring a new house, as she was saying, acquiring all of these things. Are they a success to the Christian, or is having a relationship with God a success for a Christian? Is basically avoiding sin a success for a Christian? And basically being, at peace with God, that is more of a success for a Christian than any worldly success. In sooth, the success for a Christian is spiritual. So in other words, God can grant us success, but what type of success are you talking about? You have to be specific. Because we are talking about a religious matter. So this person is talking about success, he's talking about the world and your influence on the world. Christians are not so very concerned about the world because we are in the world, but we are not of the world. Therefore, our successes are completely different than the successes of a worldly man. The worldly man, if he liveth well, if he is comfortable in the world, he's very happy. But we know the apostles who were slain by the Romans as martyrs were not so very comfortable. They were not considered to be worldly successes. All right? The early church that was being persecuted did not live a very successful. Many of those people, when you're being persecuted, when you're having basically restrictions placed upon you because you're a Christian, you cannot be a worldly success. So what does this mean? The Spirit is the success of the Christian. The Spirit of God. In that we have success. How can we have basically a worldly idea, a worldly conception of success that the person who is not even a Christian already hath? All right, anyhow, he wanteth us to have influence on this world. This is why she hath copyrights. This is why she has copyrights, is because you can see this person lacketh a good deal of the English grammar. And I will tell you something. I had received a comment that was somewhat, I remember with the first Layla Malcook video I'd made, I had received a strange comment. Let me just talk about this for a little while. But basically, I had received a strange comment. In this comment, basically, that was the first time I'd made a Layla Malcook video about her. I received a comment. The profile had no avatar. It was in very bad English. Alright, very bad English. Now you have to understand. Oh my. Is that the music or is that someone else speaking? Maybe it's not. Okay, anyway. I suppose that's a good value. This is sort of a lo-fi game. Do not worry about it. I'm sort of taking my time now. I make my videos best when I'm sort of in a casual mood. But anyhow, let me explain. Basically, this comment was left on my first Layla Malcook video about her, my first review of her channel and her content. A person that left a comment, a supporter so to speak, or so I am to assume. However, the English was very bad. Like this person was not particularly a native English speaker. And if you look at Layla Malcook's videos, her English is quite effective for the most part. But she doth have some particular flaws in her speech, in her grammar. And so you can see that. And so I had a little idea in the back of my head. I said, I wonder if this is an alt account that Layla Malcook is using. And that was just my assumption at the time. And it is still my assumption, not necessarily my assumption now. But I thought about it. That comment was deleted shortly after it was made. It stayed up for a while. I responded to it. They responded back. Basically, they were sort of upset. They said something's going to, something bad. Oh, this is going to happen to you, or you're going to be judged for this, or something like that. I responded to it, or this, and basically it was written in bad English. This person deleted their comment after a time. That could have been a supporter, or that could have been the Ministry of the Lamb, Miss Layla, who decided to just leave me something and delete it afterwards, which is what she doeth. Now, some people will say, I am just simply making this up. Some people will say, oh well, Layla Malcook is not doing that. It is just as I've said. We have looked at her comment forums. We have seen how she operateth. And the way in which she operateth is just simply to leave a comment and then to delete it. This is what she doeth. So if this is what she doeth, and we have seen that this is what she doeth, who is going to deny that this is something that she doeth? Here we have 2 replies. The comment is gone. Let us see. Let me cut this music off because it might get a little too loud. It might, because basically, I'll play the music sometimes, but not all the time. Okay, 3 replies. Alright, of course, this is a regular amount of replies because she did not respond here. But here, 3 replies. She is nowhere to be found. Layla Malcook liketh to delete her comments because she thinketh if she doth it, basically, what will happen is that no one will sort of see what she posteth. But it is not a smart thing to do because you will gain a history as a person who deletes their comments. Okay, anyhow, the reason why she has copyrights is because she owns the copyrights, which is fine. But that doth not mean that we cannot review your content. Furthermore, it is very suspicious when all of the channels that you copyright claim and threaten. I am not looking for this man. This man did give a pretty good response to people who were criticizing him, though, but that's a whole different subject. He is a bit of a strange fellow. Anyhow, viewers, what was I looking for? People do use her content. People do use her copyrighted, so-called copyrighted content. Alright? Do you understand? And of course, that person did not prove that she owns any music. That person did not really prove very much. Alright? But anyhow, this person made a video about Layla Malcook where there's a bit of smoke moving in the back of her room. And apparently he thought this was a holy thing. He used a certain amount of her video. This is copyrighted content, so to speak. But she is not attempting to take this video down. This video is still up. Do you understand? So, whatever talk there is that she is giving others about, oh, you cannot use any of my copyright. I own everything. This is a copyrighted ministry. This is not your ordinary. We have been sent cease and desist letters. This one email, so to speak. She is telling us to write to her, give her written. She wants us to literally get down on our knees, hand her some type of written papers or something. I'm serious. She is telling us to write her written letters telling us about what we have done. And I will show you that email. She is literally sending people legal threats. You see, you have not used any of her video. Like me, I have not used any of her video. But what she is doing is she is still trying to send me cease and desist letters and give me direct legal threats. I will show you this email. Anyhow, This person is using her copyrighted content. What is the difference, though? The difference here is that this person's not reviewing her. This person's not critiquing her. This person's not giving her any criticism. She liketh this because this maketh her to look good. This is the type of hypocrite that Layla is. She's nasty and she is a bully. Do you understand? And this is me saying this based on her own actions. I have the right to criticize this woman. Everyone on the internet has the right to criticize her. All right? I'm speaking based upon my own experiences with her and who she is. And so is everyone else. Their videos are still up. She hath not deterred us who are reviewing her content that she putteth up on a public platform. All right? She is not. As for me, I basically do not play her videos. I listen to audio. However, she has still sent me a cease and desist. So there are some people who really want to act as though what she's doing is not malicious. However, you have people who are using her copyrighted content and she is not bothering them. She is not bothering Proto-Biblo and the people that she liketh. Because if she liketh you, she will not mess with you. If you are criticizing her or saying something significant that she thinketh could be a threat to her business, she will come after you. As Christian for real, this channel said, he saith, not me, he saith, Ministry of the Lamb is a coward. That is a very interesting video to watch. And a lot of people have been covering this. We are still revealing this information. And many of us, we are not going to be deterred. We're still going to talk about and review what she has put out here into the public. Because this is in the public. All right? But anyhow, she doth not care if you are even playing her video. She will still send you a cease and desist. And I will be showing that particular email in another video. But what I would say in regard to this thing this person's referring to regarding copyrights is that basically we still have fair use, and she is going to have to take her case to court. All right, here on YouTube, that is how things work. You send the copyright claim. If you can strike it, you do. However, in some cases, basically the YouTuber in question can appeal and they can wait. They can keep their video up and they will wait until you bring them to court with a lawyer. You have to remember, this is a Christian doing this. The Bible does not say this is how Christians are supposed to. And of course, I would say she is not even a Christian. Because how are you a Christian when you are not following what the Gospels specifically state your conduct should be? You do not believe in it. You do not believe in the Gospels. Because the Gospels say that if you are a Christian, you do not try to go to the courts with your fellow Christians and basically, deal with the courts that are full of heathens, that defraud Christians in the first place. But instead of dealing with your Christians in a fair-minded and confident manner, she is so much of a coward, she hath to resort to the courts, and she maketh legal threats. Anyhow, viewers, let us continue to read this. As a content creator myself, I know how expensive it is to own copyrights. It costeth hundreds of dollars. Oh, how interesting. As a content creator yourself, but yet you have a YouTube channel that hath no avatar, all right, that doth not have any videos, that hath no content whatever. This person's saying that they are a content creator, but their channel hath no content. So there must be one of two reasons for this. This person either hath a channel that is their real channel, and this is an alt account. And personally, I think this is Layla's alt account. This is Layla giving me this comment, and this is her alt account. Why would you be a content creator and you not have any content on the YouTube channel that you use when you know YouTube is a platform for videos, and that even if you have a TikTok, even if you have a Twitch, people who are real content creators, they still have. Let me show you an example. A viewer of this channel, Veeg.com. Veeg.com here does that. She has, let me see if I can get this from this HTML file. Veeg.com does Twitch. Veeg.com is a content creator. She creates all manner of podcasts. If you want to watch her, I recommend it. Very interesting, very entertaining. She doeth all manner of content. I really like this channel because there's a variety of podcast content in it. So anyhow, regarding Veeg.com, she is a content creator. Veeg.com, okay, but basically she has a Twitch too. She has a Twitch and she has a YouTube channel. Most content creators are not going to limit themselves to one or two platforms. So what Veeg.com doth is that basically, what she doeth is that she hath both YouTube and Twitch. And peradventure she hath other, social media platforms other than that in which she hath accounts. Dost thou understand? So this person is saying that they are a content creator, but if this is an account of theirs, it must, in all likelihood, if what they are saying is true, and we are to believe this is a competent, content creator, what they are doing is using this as an alternative account. Now, their real channel must be a different one then. That is what that meaneth. And personally, I think because of how this comment was written, I think this was Layla's comment, because you know everything about her. You know about her own start in TikTok. You know about everything regarding her copyrights and what she is doing. All of these matters. You've bought copyrights. Well, I wonder who bought copyrights. Yeah, it is probably Layla, and she probably left this comment here. I'm not saying that she did. So if she saith, this person is committing slander against me, I want to take them to court. She cannot do it, because I'm saying it seemeth like it to me. I'm just reading a comment and coming to my own conclusions. All right? So this person is saying it costs of hundreds of dollars to create a copyright, and thou really thinkest this is a godly thing to do, to spend hundreds of dollars on copyrights, to basically make your ministry into a business, to make your ministry into a copyrighted worldly thing. Some people have no shame. As I said, these people are not even Christian. They're just worldly people. They do not care about what the Gospels say. They do not believe in the Gospels. We are going to see this. The Gospels say something entirely different. None of the apostles were going around paying hundreds of dollars for copyrights. They were not going to the Romans and paying in gold coins for copyrights. This is a worldly thing. This hath nothing to do with Christianity. Nothing. Now let me continue to read. She also explained recently that she is going to upload several educational sessions that she is making for free for everybody to use. But to protect her work, she covered herself, and I completely understand that. As I said, this person knoweth a great deal about Layla, almost as though all of her activities are being explained. From her beginning on TikTok, everything. Is this a fan or is this Layla? Is this a fan or is this Layla Malcuck herself leaving some big, long, explanative comment for a video that was made about her channel that talked about the negative aspects of it? Do you understand? I had to save this whole page as HTML file so that I could keep this comment up. Because what this person did was delete their comment. Just like all of the comments we saw, how she deletes her comments. Dost thou understand the significance of that? This woman often deleteth her comments. I've had 2 weird, suspicious comments that have come and go. This one is very descriptive. This is exactly how she operateth. She doth know that basically most people are going to receive an email with the comment, but you see, she doth not want to be implicated, it seemeth. So I think that is why she deleteth her comments. And for those of you who are getting annoyed by the F, I do not care. You can call what I have a lisp or something, and somehow the TH, the F, really helpeth my speech and helpeth it to flow. I have a problem with S's. That's the last time I'm going to say that. Some people might think I'm weird because of it. Anyhow, may you be blessed, because I'm still going to do it. Anyhow, this is not Shakespeare, but think of it what thou wilt. All right, anyhow. So anyhow, this woman, he is talking about, she's uploading educational sessions, which as a ministry, why would you not want it to be something people can store and share? The reason being is because of this. The reason being is because she does not allow you to store it. Now, if I go down here, I come to the description of her channel page. Let me move it. So she does not allow you to transfer, store, or even store this. Let us say that you attended one of her educational sessions or watched one of those educational videos, and you decided, I want to put this on my computer for offline use. I want to use it for more than just online use. Well, based upon her legal threat, thou canst not use this for offline use. In other words, thou canst not save this particular media. You cannot store it on your computer and transfer it to your flash drive or anything else like that. You cannot, share this video with a friend who doth not have internet. You have to follow her rules in exactitude, or else she will send you a legal threat. The copyright of the ministry of the Lamb, copyrighted ministry. None of the apostles had that. This is from her YouTube descriptions. We're not even going to go into her video unless we have it paused, so that she will not have any grounds to do anything. But basically, we already showed you that all you have to do is type up her videos. Type about her ministry here in the channel page, and you can see where she has that description, that exact description, which I showed you before. All right. So in order to see it, all we have to do is just press enter. And we will see for one of her videos, it is not permitted to reproduce, transfer, store, so on and so forth. But this is just so you can see it, so that thou canst see it. Anyhow, let us continue. Let us see. Where did I stop at? So she is making it free for everybody, but you cannot use it offline. You cannot store it. You cannot share it with your friends. Offline. You cannot put it upon the flash drive. You cannot do that, or else she will engage in a lawsuit against you, and she will acquire legal, monetary rewards that she can fill her own purse with and become rich off of your suffering, which is what she wanteth to inflict, utilizing copyright to do it, just like a businesswoman, not a Christian, just a worldly woman. Let the dead bury their dead. Let the dead bury their dead. Let the worldly people bury other worldly people, but they are not spiritual, and they shall not inherit the fruits of the Spirit, because they are of the world. They want the world. They want the rewards of the world. They want to behave like worldly people. They do not want to behave as the Gospels tell them to behave. All right? She also explained recently, I already read that. So this person says, I completely understand that. She covered herself, and I completely understand that. From the screenshot you showed from her comment, I simply discerned she was bringing awareness to this young man and gave him the opportunity to contact her or her team. Because, of course, she hath a whole legal team of worldly legal people, of lawyers who acquire their wealth through worldly means. They used to call attorneys devils for a reason. That is why we have the term devil's advocate. Dost thou understand? A person who doth not work for morality or goodness or virtue, but rather for profit. They work to profiteer. They defend many people who have very little way in goodness. Very little in the way of goodness, but they want to basically improve themselves in a monetary way out here in the world. When Jesus said to the rich man, he said, go and sell all of your possessions, come after me, take up your cross and follow me. Dost thou think that Jesus careth about thy copyright? He doth not. But this woman doth think that her copyright is something significant and something to be proud of. This simply showeth that she is not really even a spiritual person. She is a worldly person. Let us continue. This person is talking about that screenshot. All right. Also, are you 100% sure that she deleted that comment, or that it was not the owner of the channel himself? Well, she hath a history of deleting comments. She hath a history of doing it. So he posted, I saw the original video you posted in your comments, and these group of young men are completely demonizing her and have called her names. I can understand why she took the decision to protect herself and the name of her ministry. Let me say something to all of these weak, cowardly, thin-skinned people. It is not against the law to review other people's content, to critique them, and to even call them names. We have free speech. And we have fair use. And if she wanteth to stop people from criticizing her, doing review videos about her, she can take me to court. She can take them to court. She can take all of us to court. She talketh about how she hath the lawyers, and she wanteth to inflict some punishment upon us, which is basically what she is basically threatening to do. Let her do it. Let her do it. If you come on social media public platforms, we can talk about you. I know that for some people that is something they do not want to accept. But we have the right to do it. Those men were not saying anything that was outside the lines of criticism. They do not agree with her. They are passionate about not agreeing with her, but for the most part, even though some of the words that they may have used were a bit harsh, and some of the criticisms were a bit harsh, they were not totally out of line. They're not making threats against this woman. They're not being terribly profane against this woman, but they are making themselves known, and they're making their opinions known. They are warning people about her. I am warning people about her, and I will continue to do so. We have every right to do it. And yes, this woman has a whole history of deleting comments. Basically, some people will not believe it. But we have shown this what? We have shown so many comments where she does that. Okay? Let us do this again. Because some of her supporters, they do not believe anything you present to them, because you see, they are in love with her. A lot of her supporters are in love with her. They really love this woman. They think she's so cute. And so we have to, okay, this might not have any of her responses, but we have already shown that she is deleting comments all throughout her forums. This is a normal thing for her to do. So if we were to assume who deleted something, most likely her. We have 2 replies. Minister of the Lamb has replied to this person. This person is replying to her. 2 replies. But her reply is gone. Her reply is gone because she deleteth her comments. She doeth this throughout her whole interaction on YouTube with all types of people. She doeth it. She doeth it a great deal. So I have every reason to believe she deleted those comments, just based upon her history. Okay, but before we get to the weirder aspects of this comment, let us see some of my comment. Let me just read it. Some of you have probably already read this comment, but basically, right here, worldly person, we present you with anything substantial and you will not accept it because you are a fan, and that is the problem. Fan means fanatic, and fanatics by definition cannot be honest. Fans have loyalty, but not honesty. They are emotionally invested in someone's situation. You are not bringing clarity. You are bringing a veil to hide the misdeeds of your hypocritical idol. This is because they said they're bringing clarity to whatever situation this is. And I said, copyrights? The gospel is not a business. Copyrights are for business. The gospel is not for fans or simps. If you are a simp, you will not like the gospel. The apostles were not simps. Jesus Christ was not a simp. She is making legal threats, and she legally threatened me as well. She's a worldly woman who resorts to worldly means. She is not spiritual. The gospel is spiritual, and the gospel is for spiritual people. So here we go. Let us get to the matter of copyrights. What does Corinthians say? I speak to your name. It is so, that there is not a wise man among you? No, not one that shall be able to judge between his brethren, but brother goeth to the law with brother, and that before the unbelievers. Now therefore there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to the law one with another. Why do ye not take wrong? Rather take wrong. Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Nay, ye do wrong and defraud, and that your brethren. Let me tell you the significance of this. The Corinthians is saying there are Christians who go to the law against one another. He is saying in this particular gospel, he is saying, you people, you are going to court. Why do you not take the defrauding? And this is not defrauding. This is simply criticism. You're not taking the wrong between yourselves to one another. You want to gain something. You want to get a lawyer. You want to go against other Christians. You want to use the worldly law to get your piece of meat out of them. You want to get some money out of them. And you want to basically do the same thing to them as worldly people do. You want to go to court, you want to punish them with money, and you want to get some money out of them. And you want to make sure that basically they feel a bit of economic, financial pain. Who are we talking about in regard to this? We are talking about Layla Malcook. We're talking about this woman. This is who we're talking about. For all those who want to know, you already know this is who. This is that same hypocrite. And this is who some of you are defending. You are defending her and her copyrighted ministry. Dost thou understand? It's very simple to me. Let me continue reading. It is also interesting that her copyright only applies when someone says something she does not like. Just as I have said, there are people who use her video content and take from it. And what they will do is they will say something positive about her, something that she like of. And what she will do is leave those videos alone. But anyone giving her criticism, what she will do, she will go after us. Now let us continue. Basically, she directly threatened me by email and did not resort to copyright strikes because I did not play her videos. Layla is a bully and a creep. My opinion, you fans are being willfully ignorant, and will continue to warn people, and we will continue to warn people about her and clarify the truth about what she teaches and says. We, as in the average people on YouTube, not all of us are going around here with a business. Not all of us are going around here with some copyrighted ministry, some type of professional Christians, being professional Christians, using Christianity as a business, using Christianity as a professional. Some of us simply have a relationship with our Lord, and we feel the need to speak, and we are going to. All right? We felt the need to talk about this woman because we saw some things that worried us. First, for myself, I had to say something when she was basically not saying that Tertullian was some type of person who was not an early church father. And I said, that doth not make any sense. Tertullian is an early church father, and she is talking about him as though he is not. She had that much disrespect for him, and I decided to say, that seems strange. All right? And that was my beginning. And she did not like that. I did not play any of her video. All right? I simply talked. And when I've basically played, videos about, made videos about her, I play audio. So yes, we will continue to warn people about her. So I have to say, what is success to him? What is success to you? Success of the world or success in the spirit? Let worldly men bury worldly men. As I said, but Jesus said unto him, follow me and let the dead bury their dead. The dead are going to make their copyrights, are going to do their businesses, sue people, get money, and not care about God. The worldly people are not going to follow what Corinthians 6:5-7 says. And that's 1 Corinthians. You see, the dead are not going to follow this. The dead are going to completely ignore this and say, I'm a worldly person. I want to get my piece of meat out of them. I want to tear that piece of meat out of them. And I want to get my money. You are criticizing me. Let me find a way to basically sue you for copyright infringement. This is what worldly people do. This is what the dead do. Do you understand? This is what the dead do. This is what the zombies do. They are not alive because they do not have the Spirit of God in them. They go about doing the same things that worldly people do. Let the dead bury their dead. They are not concerned with spiritual things. You think the apostles, you think Jesus Christ was concerned about business? He went into the temple and he flipped the money changers' tables over. He did not want any business to be done in that temple. Who are we, the church? We are the church. Every member of the body of Christ, we are the church. The temple is in us. The temple is us. And Jesus is at the head as the high priest leading us into the worship of God. So who are we? Who are we really? Are we worldly men? Are we Christians? But let the dead bury the dead. Let them do it. I will take life rather than death. I do not need to resort to the world to get my way, to get my so-called success. So I bring up the point that this person saith that they are a content creator. I said, where is your content? She has a history of deleting comments. As I said, people reply to her, she will reply back and then delete her comment. So why do you think we're saving records? Why do you think we are saving records about what she doeth? Because she has made herself very infamous. It cannot be retracted. It is out here now. We know what she doeth. All right? So I and other sensible people are not afraid of criticism. And in sooth, that is to say in truth, that's exactly what she is receiving. All right? So let us go to the weirder aspects of this comment. Okay? So basically saying they're demonizing her. I can understand why she took the decision to protect herself and the name of her ministry, reputation, because reputation meaneth so much. The apostles and Jesus cared about reputation when they were getting beat and martyred and people were killing them. People were dragging their names through the mud. The Romans were making the Christians' reputation terrible all throughout the nation. But Christians are supposed to care about reputation. How do you have any reputation in the world when you take up your cross and follow Jesus? People will not think you have much of a reputation at all. You are not a worldly person. So you tell me how you are going to take a reputation of something that's not respected in the world and make it reputable by worldly means through courts. No, your reputation as a Christian, if you do that, has already been ruined amongst us. Maybe in the world, maybe amongst the worldly people, they will say you are smart. But amongst Christians, we will say you are just simply a worldly person. Are you alive, or are you actually devoid of life, devoid of spirit? You resort to these same worldly things. You have not changed. You have not been born again, so to speak, because you're still a worldly person. Your mind is still the mind of a worldly person. You believe in the world. Do you really believe in Jesus? If you believed in Jesus, you would be a spiritual person. You would not be trying to sue your brothers and sisters in the faith. Do you believe in the world, or do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in the Gospels, or do you believe in the courts? These are very simple questions, because believe meaneth to accept. Do you accept what Corinthians saith? Do you accept what Corinthians 1:6 through 5, 6:5 to 7 saith? Do you accept it? It seemeth as though she doth not. So as I say, let the dead bury the dead. They are going to have their reward in this world. And their hypocrisy is so obvious. Get away from these people. They're weirdos. They cannot take criticism. Get away from them. Stop. I tell you, because you can see, if she really cared about communicating with her subscribers, she would keep her comments up. She would sort of be more relaxed. She wouldn't be threatening people in the description section. All right? People can simply disagree her, but slander should never be tolerated nor promoted. In your videos, the only thing that I discern is a form of accession. Interesting that this person did not say anything about what the slander is. What is the slander? Because everything that I have presented and everything that other people have presented has been on point. We can point to it and we can show you where she has done certain things or what she has said. So basically the idea is that we cannot criticize her. And if we criticize her, she is going to copyright us. And you see, this is the weird thing. If you make videos that expose a person like this, they will say this is obsession. But frankly, I think this is Layla Malcook herself using this account and basically trying to talk about this and tell me I'm obsessed for telling people and warning people about her and her copyrighted business, worldly ministry. Yes, it is a worldly ministry. The ministry of the Lamb is a worldly ministry. That is my opinion. This is not slander. This is based upon what I have seen. Lord knoweth. Go to the courts for that, Layla, because I know you watch these videos. Go to the courts for that. Tell me that I am slandering you about this. In the world, they put copyrights on their products that they sell. In the world, people are concerned about copyrights. In the world, people are concerned about utilizing the legal systems to gain an advantage over their enemies. Lord knoweth. So, frankly, I feel no reason to joke. And this is about reviewing. Some people are food reviewers, food critics. Some people review video games, television shows. I review spiritual teachers. I've said this before. I've said this many times in my videos. And that is what I'm doing. This is a review. And today, this is a review of this comment. All right? So let me continue. We have, where? Let me see. Okay, this person's going to talk about some weird things. So this person starts to make some assumptions. You come across as a monitoring spirit that is obsessively monitoring her moves. Interesting. I can also see you wrote poems, which are chants, which it's witchcraft. Okay, let's try to basically talk about this in every aspect. Okay, so I ask first, because we have to really break this down. What is a monitoring spirit? Which one of your deliverance gurus taught about this very specific demon? Because a lot of these people in deliverance movements, they have all types of demons. All types of spirits that they name that you cannot find in the Bible, that they have written down, that they have shared amongst each other, and they go around saying, oh, you have this spirit, you have that spirit, you have such and such spirit. And of course they know, and they're going to tell us. So that is what I asked this person. I also said poetry is not witchcraft. Is poetry a weird craft, which is what witchcraft meaneth? So this person knoweth very little about culture. They're one of these people. They want to say everything that you do that they do not like is witchcraft. This is a retort that some people will say, oh, you wrote a poem? That's witchcraft. I write poems because I can do it. I have the capability, I have the capacity, the intellectual capacity to write a poem. So basically, that is what I did. So, in some cases I write poems like this. I suppose I do not need to read all of it. You can see the rest in my video descriptions. So basically, as you can see, this is a poem being written about sort of her activity of literally copyright striking and sending me and other people legal threats. Legalistic threats, a twisted creed. Envious of true believers need. Intimidation reigns, obnoxious blight, so forth. It's a whole long poem that I typed up. When you compare my video descriptions to hers, where she's literally threatening you, literally saying if you use my content, I am basically, it's against the law and all of this stuff. Here's her video description. It is not permitted to reproduce, transfer, distribute, or store, or make available to third parties. What type of video description is that? How warm is that for a Christian? So let's go to my poem and let us read it. Because she does watch these videos, and I believe that in all likelihood is her making that comment. Let us go right here to details. My video description. Legalistic threats, a twisted creed. Envious of true believers' need. Intimidation reigns, a noxious blight. Lying claims of copyright, a shameful sight. Against her brother, and she wields her might. Malicious intent, a darkened light. Accosting those who dare to speak. Leashing threats, a cruel and vengeful streak. Knowledge twisted, a deceptive guise. Oppressing truth with legalized lies. Christianity defiled, a mockery. Obscured by greed, a wretched prophecy. Her faith a sham, a hollow shell. Where legalism's chains forever dwell. In darkness she abides, a soul astray, a legalist tyranny, a tragic display. Because you want to go to courts rather than actually deal with your fellow Christians. You do not want your fellow Christians to engage in discussions about your ministry, about what you teach, about what you promote. And I put down here a whole thing about fair use, a whole description of fair use law in the United States. For anyone's information, so that they can know, yes, fair use existeth, and we do have some degree of protection from overzealous people who just want to basically punish us for talking about them and basically reviewing their content. All right? And just as I say, we can go here to Corinthians, but brother goeth to law with brother, and before the unbelievers. You have to understand she is a woman who is willing to go before unbelievers to get her paycheck out of you, to get some money out of you. Is that Christian? You tell me. Now let's go to the other weird aspects of this comment. Okay? So apparently my poems that I type up are evil chants. The poems that I create are evil chants. It's witchcraft. Poetry is witchcraft now, people. You heard it here first. Poetry is witchcraft, according to this person. So that was not speaking destruction. That was a poem about what I saw. Legalistic threats. It's a poem about a person that uses legalistic threats that's supposedly supposed to be a Christian. I think that person should feel ashamed of herself, but bless the Lord, bless her spirit. She needeth to turn away from that, because frankly the Bible is telling her completely differently. But as I said, she could just be a worldly person, and for that, in that case, let the dead bury the dead. They will go in the way which they are supposed to go, which is the way of the world and not the way of God. All right? If she doth not believe in the gospel, that is well too. She is showing flagrant ignorance to that particular instruction given in Corinthians. But let us continue. So this person saith, the worst part is I speak destruction over her spirit. And what I said, I believe I responded to this. I do not speak destruction upon that worldly woman. Provide better arguments, or better yet prove your words, which this person decided not to do. But as I said, this person, the way they wrote it, it maketh me to think this is something personal to them. So personal, in fact, I think this is indeed, in my humble opinion, in my humble assertion, Layla Malcook using an alt account, an account that she does not need to be accountable for. I believe this is one of her accounts that she is using. All right? Basically, that is just my belief, because it is so detailed that I have come to that assumption. And that is also based upon the fact that, just like Layla Malcook, this person decided to delete this comment. Am I making an outright accusation? No, I am not. I am making an assumption, which I am allowed to do. I'm saying all of this so that the legal woman over here who watcheth my videos will know. You are not going to tell me I am slandering you when I see a pattern in my comment forum of at least 2 people leaving me some weird comments where somewhat you can see errors in the grammar, when you can see errors in the way some of the English is used, especially in the beginning, and you speak, Miss Layla speaketh with a type of in a type of way where she does have errors in her grammar. And I see some errors in this grammar. This is a very descriptive comment, basically telling me the whole history of Miss Layla, where I think, wow, you know an awful lot about her. You know awful lot about copyrights. You know an awful lot about this whole subject regarding her and copyrights. It is almost as though you are her. That is how it seemeth to me. But let me continue. Let me take a breath so I do not run out of breath. All right, I suppose me taking a breath is witchcraft too, right? Me taking a breath is witchcraft too. Some of these people, they do not care about fundamentals. They want to make things up. They want to contrive things. It is very annoying. Let me continue. Okay. So, let me see. Instead of just praying for her, no, I can speak. I can speak too. I can pray for people and speak. I am not using her name for evil. I am talking about what she is doing. I'm talking about the fact that she is very publicly going out here on YouTube and trying to harass people with all manner of legal threats. And she is doing it. She is threatening people. Not necessarily harassing, but she is badgering them with emails, going to the community sections, saying if you review my content, if you do not take this video down, we will prosecute you with the law. This is not just a simple copyright claim. She is literally making direct legal threats to people. She is not simply making a copyright claim. She is making direct legal threats. She sends you a legal email before she even does a copyright claim. And in some cases, in my case, she has no basis for a copyright claim to even do it because I have no content of hers on my video. I'm not playing her video. I'm playing audio and not her video. All of my work is transformative content. So she can do what she liketh. Should I do the will of man or the will of God? In my opinion, by telling people about what she's doing and how much of a hypocrite and how her ministry is completely copyrighted, and what she teaches regarding Tertullian, regarding the idea that she thinketh that Israel is in Africa and not in the Near East. Okay, I have a right to talk about these things. If she looks like a person who does not really have much common sense, then this is because she has expressed opinions and we are talking about those opinions. All right? So this person saith, God will hold us accountable for every idle word we speak. So I pray that you will genuinely reflect on this. I see you put a lot of work in your studies, but maybe it's time for you to simply move on. Because this person watches my channel a lot. They watch my channel a lot. They have their eye on me. That is interesting. I wonder why. I wonder who this person is. This person could not be Layla. This person could not be her sort of alt account. All right? You see, this whole idea of putting a comment in your forum and then leaving and deleting it is so that you see it, but basically no one else has to see it. This is a little way to intimidate you and leave. Now, Truth Seeker came into my comment forum, that person who is involved in New Age religion and mixes that with Christianity, and he decided to leave a comment in my comment forum, but I told him specifically when I responded to him, I said, keep in mind I have everything screenshotted, and people, so he could know that people would see that comment. He did not respond well to that. All right, but anyhow, even the Bible teaches us not to speak about other men's lives. The Bible says open rebuke is better than secret love. Okay? So, frankly, I'm going to do this. I'm going to talk about people who are spreading, who are basically spreading the gospel because I can. If they are spreading, how are you saying that people cannot talk about other men's lives, but you have her talking about other people's lives, talking about LGBT? That's another person's life, talking about false teachings, and who gives false teachings, so-called. She is talking about other men's lives, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing Miss Layla Malkuk does. Layla Malkuk was talking about Dory Love in one of her earlier videos. So I am talking about her. Do not try to be a hypocrite and sort of make it seem as though I am doing something out of turn. So unsubscribe and move on. No thank thee. No thank thee. I will continue to review this woman's content. And these are reviews. So this person decided to say, I saw in your comments that you were dealing with certain things in your own personal life. Maybe it's just God calling you to repentance. Some of these people want a person to feel pain. And this is another reason why I think this is Layla Malkuk wrote this comment. Some people want you to feel pain. The funny thing is, when I was talking about personal matters, it was actually a good thing. But you can see how people who want you to feel pain and suffering, they're hoping you do. They are hoping you do feel pain. All right? They are hoping you do feel suffering. They are hoping you do suffer. And so he brought up, or she brought up, the fact that, you said in one of your videos you're going through some personal matters. Maybe God's trying to call you to repentance. Maybe you did something wrong. The truth is, I've been getting better sleep, and I've not had enough time to make videos because I've been sleeping at night. I do not often set up and do this much more. I do not have much time to make Elden Ring videos and Claymore videos. And I have found some good, interesting hobbies. I've been doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of writing for fantasy stories and other non-fiction, sort of fictional stories. And I've gotten a hobby that is outside of YouTube, and I felt very satisfied by that. But you see, this is what happeneth when a person wanteth to sort of address you and say, well, now the bad luck, the karma's coming on you. Some Christians believe in this concept of karma, which has everything to do with past lives and has nothing to do with Christianity. They want you to feel pain. Too bad, it is not working. Because these personal matters that I was dealing with were good personal matters. There were things I was glad to sort of basically deal with because I needed to fix my sleeping pattern. I needed to sleep more at night, and finally I'm getting a good sleep. Okay? You wrote destructive words over our life. I wrote poetry saying I wrote destructive words over our fathers, and such things will simply backfire. Let me go to my response. Okay? So this person's talking about monitoring spirits. Layla Malkuk talketh about marine spirits and all manner of weird things that we do not read about in the scriptures or have in our fundamentals. So I said I do not, basically as I said, I do not speak destruction over our life. Being honest will not backfire. Resorting to worldly law to punish Christians who criticize you will backfire. Let us get this straight. Let us speak the truth. Let us do it and do it frankly. So that's what I said. So this was a comment that was left to me that is very suspicious. I think today, or rather tonight, I still consider 1 o'clock to be night. If it's nighttime, I still consider it. Anyhow, viewers, I believe I've talked about everything I needed to talk about in regard to this matter. You have seen it for yourself. I know this was a very drawn out video. I know it was a very big, sort of long, rambling video of me just talking about one specific person's comment. But this person seemed like a very strange commenter, and they left a very strange comment. And I felt the need. I said I have to address this in full. This is kind of weird. And that is not the only weird comment I have received on the channel. I received at least one more. And I thought, who's leaving this weird comment? And that person deleted their comment. This person deleted this comment. Layla Malkuk, all throughout YouTube, she will leave comments and delete those comments. And you can tell she's doing it because people will respond to her channel handle. But when you respond to it, her comment is no longer there. As I've shown you. Anyhow, viewers, I may be trying to make more videos. My personal matters that I was dealing with, all were good matters. Unlike what this person wants us to think. They want us to think I was suffering for talking about Layla Malkuk. Wow. Bless the Lord. And bless the Lord if I suffer too, because suffering can be a good thing. So I'm not like her, where I am saying, oh, Lord is giving me all types of worldly blessings. No, thank thee. Suffering builds character, but it was not suffering that I was going through. I was fixing my sleeping pattern. I was learning different hobbies, and I had less time to go on YouTube. Oh goodness. Anyhow, viewers, somehow, I don't know what's going on. Okay, viewers, I'm just going to end this video now. Something happened to my screen. Viewers, farewell, and may you be blessed.